It's all I wanna do. 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 Believe, believe, believe. It's all I wanna do. Believe,
Hey, this is Graham and welcome back to another car review. Today we're driving something rather unexpected. Today we're driving the 2018 Ford Mustang GT. And you guys know that this is definitely an exciting moment for me. I have not driven this car yet. It just recently hit the dealership lots. And I have to say thanks to Athens Ford and to Isaac, who is the salesman who is out with me right now. But I definitely have to say thanks for the test drive, because this is something that I've been really wanting to get my hands on for a little while, and especially to shoot a review of. So I definitely wasn't expecting this today because I was just down here for work, but I'm out here in the car to test drive it now. So without further ado, we will hit the road. I guess we'll start with talking about the exterior and how drastically different it looks this year compared to last. Of course, from the side profile, everything's almost exactly the same, but when you look at the front end, you definitely notice a big old difference in the way that it looks. And personally, now, when you look at it online, it looks really funny, but in person, I think that this car looks actually really gorgeous. It has very, very aggressive lines and a very mean face on it, especially with the gloss black grille and everything. It just has really sharpened up the front end, made it look a little bit more high end. And you have the new headlights, of course, which are a little bit bigger and kind of rounded off on the sides. And I think personally that those headlights look a little bit more Mustang than the previous generation, or not the generation, but the previous S550s, because they were very sharp and angular and a little bit too skinny in my opinion. But you really have to see one of these cars in person before you can form an opinion on the way that it looks, because I think that it looks a lot better now than the previous S550s did, but that's just me. And of course out back you've got the new taillights, which are all cut in and angular and aggressive. I think those look nice. They're a nice update from the way that the taillights looked beforehand. And then you also have the quad tips, which come on all of the models, GT and EcoBoost. I guess the two models. There's no V6 anymore, which makes me sad as a V6 owner, but I guess Ford probably has plans for that in the future, hopefully anyways. But God, this car drives so nice. With this car has the performance package. It's also a premium package. So this car in particular is loaded, leather seats, heated cooled seats. It's got the touchscreen Sync 3 system, and it also has the digital gauges, which, you know, at first I didn't really like when I first saw them, but now that I'm driving the car, I think they're actually really, really nice. It's a great update. It's kind of brought the car into the 21st century, even into the future almost. But it's pretty special. It almost doesn't feel like a Mustang anymore. It's still got that magic. It's still got the exhaust out back. Like I said, it's got quad tips, but this car also has the adjustable exhaust, so you can shut it up when you want to, but you can also open it up like we have it right now on the sports setting, and really let it roar, which sounds so great. I mean, it's fantastic. It completely eliminates needing to buy an aftermarket exhaust, and I think it's only like an $800 option, which while that's kind of pricey, it's around the price of an aftermarket exhaust, even cheaper if you were to go with a catback system. So really, why wouldn't you add this to the car if you get it? But it's a great option. It sounds great. This car's also got the manual transmission, 6-speed. It doesn't have the 10-speed automatic. I haven't driven a car that does, so I can't tell you what that is like, but I can tell you that the 6-speed in this car feels very nice, feels very firm. It's like a well-oiled rifle. It just feels fantastic, just slips right into gear. The clutch is pretty heavy, but I've heard that's a complaint that a lot of owners have had, and it's easy to switch out the spring and everything, so no problem there. This car also, of course, is on the sports settings, and it has the MagneRide suspension, which really feels fantastic. I mean, it's funny that this is an American muscle car, because everything about it really kind of screams European, especially with all the magnetic suspension and the active exhaust and the digital gauges and everything. It's in another league from previous models, and everything just feels so premier, I guess you would say. The leather on the steering wheel is updated. It's really soft. It almost feels like a BMW steering wheel, like a new BMW steering wheel. Think M Sport if you've ever sat in one of those or driven one of those. That's really how this steering wheel feels. It's not as bolstered as a BMW's wheel, but it does feel really good in your hands. But I tell you what, this thing it rips. 460 horsepower, 5-liter V8. It goes, man. It really goes. It's a fantastic car. And I keep kind of glossing over the suspension. With this suspension on the car, it handles so well and rides so comfortably. It's unbelievable. It feels like nothing else, because when you're just going down the road, it takes all the bumps and just completely eliminates them. But then when you throw the car into a corner, it stiffens up, and man, it corners. It's really unbelievable. It's unlike anything I've ever driven before. And it also completely eliminates the need for an aftermarket suspension setup, because you can go through the computer settings and change the way that the suspension feels, the steering feels. So I can't even put it into words just how nice this car is and just how well-rounded it is. You can drive it every day, but then you can take it down to the track, and because it's got the 4-piston Brembo brakes up front, the nice big 275 tires out back, which are now Michelin Pilot Sports, it just makes this car such a nice package. It's so well-rounded in just every situation that, I mean, it's flawless as it is. And I even think that it looks better than the previous year models did. So, I mean, there's really nothing to complain about. I really can't think of a single thing about this car that I do not like now that I have driven it. maybe if I lived with it for a couple of days, I would find some things that aren't great, but just sitting here now, taking it for a test drive, it really comes into its own and is one of the most incredible cars I've ever driven. I mean, seriously, it's fantastic. But I'm kind of running out of time here, guys, so I hope that you've all enjoyed watching this video and taking this look at the 2018 Mustang. I know I've enjoyed driving it. It's really been something else. And thank you to Athens Ford in Georgia, in Athens, Georgia, for letting me take it for a spin today. So I guess with that, we'll sign off. So thank you all so much for watching. As always, please leave a like, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy.